Hello, my dear wizards and witches. Welcome back to another cozy evening here at Hogwarts. I'm so glad you've returned to share another magical adventure with me tonight. Bundle up in your warmest blanket, settle into your favorite spot, and let the world outside fade away for a little while. Tonight's story is something truly special, a tale of Christmas at Hogwarts when most students have gone home, leaving the castle quiet and peaceful, blanketed in snow and filled with an intimate kind of magic that only reveals itself when the corridors are empty and the fires burn low. You'll be experiencing the legendary elf hunt, a tradition as old as the castle itself, filled with riddles, hidden clues, and the kind of gentle mystery that makes your heart warm even as snowflakes fall outside frosted windows. So, take a deep breath, let your shoulders relax, and prepare to step into a world where the air smells of cinnamon and pine, where house elves giggle from behind tapestries, and where friendship glows brighter than any spell. Are you ready? Then let's begin. The morning light filters through your dormitory window in soft, pearl gray tones, the kind of gentle illumination that comes only when snow has fallen thick and heavy overnight. You blink your eyes open slowly, reluctantly leaving the warm cocoon of dreams. And the first thing you notice is how quiet everything is. Not the usual silence of early morning before your housemates wake, but a deeper, more profound stillness, the kind that settles over Hogwarts only when most of its students have gone home for the holidays. You stretch beneath your blankets, feeling the weight of your duvet and the delicious warmth trapped beneath it, and a soft purring sound rumbles near your feet. Marmalade, your ginger cat, is curled into an impossibly tight ball at the end of your bed, his fur catching the pale morning light like spun copper. He doesn't even lift his head when you move, just continues his steady, contented purr, perfectly at peace in this quiet Christmas morning. Rolling onto your side, you glance around the Hufflepuff dormitory and confirm what you already suspected. The other beds are empty, neatly made, their owners having departed days ago on the Hogwarts Express. Only two other students from your year stayed behind, and both are still deeply asleep in their corners of the room, their breathing soft and even. One of them is snoring very quietly, a sound that somehow adds to the coziness rather than disrupting it. Outside the window, snow continues to fall in thick, lazy flakes, drifting down from a sky the color of pewter. The grounds of Hogwarts are transformed into something from a storybook, every surface draped in white, the forbidden forest dark and mysterious at the edges of your vision, the castle towers rising like ancient sentinels crowned with snow. You watch the flakes tumble past the glass for a long moment, feeling something warm and content settle in your chest. Your first time staying for the holidays, and already it feels different, special in a way you hadn't quite anticipated. Your parents are in Egypt this year, working as curse breakers in some ancient pyramid complex, and though you miss them, their last letter had been filled with such excitement about their work that you couldn't help but feel happy for them. They'd sent the letter weeks ago, explaining that they wouldn't make it home for Christmas, but assuring you that staying at Hogwarts would be an adventure all its own. They were right, you think, as you finally sit up and let the cool air of the dormitory touch your face. This is already an adventure. At the foot of your bed, you notice a pile of wrapped presents that weren't there when you fell asleep. Your heart does a little leap of joy, that childish thrill of Christmas morning that never quite goes away no matter how old you get. Marmalade finally stirs, stretching luxuriously and yawning to show all his little teeth before padding up the bed to headbutt your hand in greeting. You run your fingers through his soft fur as you reach for the first present, a package wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine. The tag reads, "From Mum and Dad," in your mother's familiar handwriting, and when you carefully unwrap it, you find a pair of dragon hide gloves, buttery soft and the color of dark chocolate. They're beautiful, practical, and unmistakably expensive. Tucked inside one glove is a letter, and you unfold it to find your parents' joint handwriting, taking turns with sentences like they always do. "Dearest," your mother's script begins, "we're so sorry to miss Christmas with you this year, but the work here is absolutely fascinating. Your father nearly got cursed by a scarab yesterday, completely his own fault, and we've discovered a chamber that hasn't been opened in 3,000 years. Your father's handwriting takes over. Don't listen to her. The scarab incident was entirely professional. We hope the gloves fit. They're supposed to be resistant to all sorts of nasty hexes and also keep your hands warm, which seems useful for a Scottish winter. We love you tremendously, and we'll see you at Easter. Have a wonderful Christmas, sweetheart." You fold the letter carefully and tuck it under your pillow, blinking away the slight sting in your eyes. You miss them, but you're also okay. More than okay, actually. The next present is from Wren, your best friend, wrapped in midnight blue paper, covered in tiny silver stars. You know it's from her before you even see the tag because she's obsessed with stars and constellations, always has been. Inside is a puzzle box, the kind with sliding panels and hidden mechanisms, and it takes you a good 2 minutes of gentle prodding and twisting before it finally clicks open. Inside, nestled in tissue paper, is a bag of homemade fudge, the chocolate kind with walnuts that Wren knows you love. There's a note, too, written in her precise, neat handwriting. "For late-night study sessions and Christmas feasts, happy Christmas, partner. Let's win this year." You pop a piece of fudge into your mouth, the sweetness melting on your tongue, rich and perfect, and you smile. Wren's been talking about the elf hunt for weeks, ever since you both decided to stay at Hogwarts for the holidays. She stayed last year too, and the year before that, her family living so far north in Scotland that the journey home is barely worth it for just 2 weeks. She'd told you all about the hunt, the tradition, the way the castle transforms, and you'd been looking forward to it with an anticipation that made your stomach flutter. The third present is from your grandmother, wrapped in cheerful red paper with golden bells. Inside is a thick woolen sweater, the kind that's almost absurdly cozy, with a pattern of snowflakes that actually move, drifting across the fabric in slow, mesmerizing patterns. You pull it on immediately over your pajamas, and it's like being wrapped in a warm hug. The snowflakes glitter faintly as they move, catching the light, and you can't help but grin. The last present is small, wrapped in plain silver paper with no tag at all. You turn it over in your hands, curious, before carefully peeling away the wrapping. Inside is a silver compass, old-fashioned and beautiful, its surface engraved with delicate scrollwork. You open it, expecting to see the needle pointing north, but instead it spins slowly, lazily, as though searching for something. There's a small note tucked beneath it, written in handwriting you don't recognize. "For the hunt, may it guide you true." You frown slightly, turning the compass over in your palm. The needle continues its slow rotation, not settling on any particular direction. Who would send you this? And why? But the mystery of it is more intriguing than unsettling, and you tuck the compass carefully into the pocket of your pajama bottoms before finally swinging your legs out of bed. The stone floor is cold against your bare feet, and you quickly pull on your warmest socks, the fuzzy ones with little badgers on them that your aunt sent you last birthday. Marmalade jumps down from the bed and whines between your ankles as you make your way to the bathroom to wash your face and brush your teeth. The routine comforting and familiar, even in the unusual quiet of the dormitory. When you're ready, dressed in comfortable clothes with your new sweater on top and your house scarf wrapped around your neck, you head down to the common room. The Hufflepuff common room is your favorite place in the castle. All warm wood and golden light, with round windows that look out onto the grounds and a fireplace that always seems to be crackling merrily. This morning, it's even more beautiful than usual, decorated with garlands of holly and ivy, strings of enchanted lights that glow like captured fireflies, and a small Christmas tree in the corner covered in handmade ornaments. A few students are scattered about, mostly older years, reading or playing quiet games of cards, and they look up to smile at you as you pass. There's a feeling of camaraderie in the air, the special kinship of those who stayed behind, and you feel it settle around you like another layer of warmth. The corridors of Hogwarts are transformed as you make your way toward the Great Hall. Every suit of armor wears a festive wreath. Every portrait is framed with garlands, and the ghosts you pass are humming Christmas carols. Nearly headless Nick floats by and wishes you a happy Christmas in his cheerful, rather pompous way, his head wobbling precariously on his neck, and you return the greeting with genuine warmth. The Great Hall takes your breath away. You've seen it decorated for Christmas in the films, read about it in books, but experiencing it in person is something else entirely. 12 enormous Christmas trees line the walls, each one decorated differently, some with icicles that glitter like diamonds, others with enchanted ornaments that spin and dance. The ceiling shows a perfect winter sky, snow falling gently from non-existent clouds but vanishing before it reaches the tables below, and the whole room is suffused with golden light from thousands of floating candles. But what strikes you most is how intimate it feels. Instead of 4 long house tables stretching the length of the hall, there's just one table set up in the center, and only about 20 students are seated around it, all the houses mixed together. It's strange and wonderful, this breaking of traditional boundaries, and you spot Wren immediately. She's saved you a seat, waving enthusiastically from halfway down the table, and you hurry over to join her. "Happy Christmas," she says brightly as you slide onto the bench beside her. Wren looks cozy and colorful, her dozens of tiny braids decorated with beads in red and green and gold, her dark skin glowing in the candlelight, and she's wearing at least 3 scarves layered over her Ravenclaw robes. She always gets cold, constantly bundling up, even when everyone else is comfortable, but somehow she makes it look stylish. "Happy Christmas," you reply, unable to keep the grin off your face. "Did you get my fudge?" "Ate half of it already," you admit, and she laughs, the sound bright and musical. The table is laden with an incredible feast, more food than 20 students could possibly eat, but no less magnificent for it. There are platters of bacon and sausages, eggs cooked every possible way, toast and jam, pastries stuffed with cream and fruit, bowls of porridge with honey and cinnamon, and jugs of pumpkin juice and hot chocolate topped with melting marshmallows. You fill your plate with a bit of everything, the warmth of the food matching the warmth in your chest, and as you eat, you look around at your fellow students. There's Oliver Penrose, a third-year Gryffindor, sitting a few seats down and talking animatedly about something, probably the hunt. He's tall for his age, athletic, with the kind of confidence that borders on arrogance, but never quite crosses the line. He catches you looking and gives you a competitive grin, raising his goblet of pumpkin juice in a mock salute. Across from you are Luna and Leo Brightwing, the first-year twins from Slytherin, identical down to their blonde hair and sharp green eyes. They're speaking in that unnerving way twins sometimes do, finishing each other's sentences, their heads bent close together as they whisper and giggle. Further down the table is Delilah Moss, a fourth-year Hufflepuff with rosy cheeks and a kind smile, currently knitting something that looks like a scarf while simultaneously eating toast. You've always liked Delilah. She has a motherly way about her, despite being only 2 years older, always making sure the younger students are okay, always ready with a kind word or a piece of advice. As you're taking a sip of hot chocolate, the rich sweetness coating your tongue, Professor Ashwood stands up at the head of the table, and everyone falls quiet. The professor is impossible not to notice, round and jolly with a white beard and robes in deep red and green that make him look remarkably like a wizard version of Father Christmas. He's beaming at all of you, his eyes twinkling behind half-moon spectacles. "Welcome, welcome, my dear students, to Christmas at Hogwarts." His voice booms through the hall, warm and theatrical. "I hope you're all enjoying this magnificent feast, courtesy of our wonderful house elves. Now I'm sure you're all aware of our ancient tradition, the annual Christmas elf hunt." A ripple of excitement passes through the students, and you feel it too, a flutter of anticipation in your stomach. "This afternoon at precisely 2 o'clock, the hunt will begin," Professor Ashwood continues, pulling a sealed envelope from his robes with a flourish. "Our dear friend Tippett has hidden himself somewhere within the castle, and it will be your job to find him using your wit, your cunning, and your knowledge of Hogwarts. The first student to find Tippett and ring the silver bell will have their name added to the trophy in the trophy room and will receive a special prize. The first clue will be given at the start. Good luck to you all, and may the cleverest student win." Oliver immediately declares, "I'm winning this year, no question," his voice carrying down the table, and several students groan or laugh. Wren rolls her eyes beside you, leaning close to whisper, "He says that every year. Last year, he spent 2 hours searching the kitchens, while the rest of us were 3 clues ahead." You grin, pulling the mysterious compass from your pocket and showing it to Wren under the table. "Someone sent me this," you murmur, "for the hunt." She takes it carefully, examining it with the intense focus she brings to all puzzles, her brow furrowing as she watches the needle spin. "It's not pointing north," she observes. "Look, it's moving, but slowly, like it's searching for something." "Do you think it points to Tippett?" you ask, and even saying it feels almost like cheating, but also thrilling. Wren considers this, turning the compass over in her hands. "Only one way to find out. We should test it during the hunt." She hands it back to you, her eyes bright with excitement. "We're going to win this." "We're going to try," you correct, but you're smiling. The prospect of spending the afternoon racing through the castle, solving riddles, working alongside your best friend, it all sounds perfect. Exactly the kind of Christmas adventure you'd hoped for. After breakfast, with your stomach pleasantly full and your spirits high, you and Wren join the other students heading outside. The snow has stopped falling, but lies thick on the ground, pristine and inviting, and someone suggests building snowmen in the courtyard. You spend the next hour in the cold, your cheeks burning, your breath forming clouds in the air, working with Wren to build the tallest snowman you can manage. Luna and Leo build a snow serpent instead, charming it to slither around the courtyard and startle people. And a massive snowball fight breaks out that has everyone laughing and shouting. Oliver gets hit square in the face with a snowball that turns out to be enchanted by the twins, and it explodes into a shower of sparkles that stick to his hair and make him look like he's covered in glitter. He takes it in good humor, retaliating with snowballs of his own, and soon the entire courtyard is a battlefield of flying snow and laughter. You build a snow fort with Ren, packing the snow tight and adding little towers and battlements, and the snow itself seems magical here, sparkling in the weak winter sunlight as though dusted with diamond powder. When your fingers start to go numb, despite your dragon hide gloves, someone suggests hot chocolate, and you all troop back inside, tracking snow and leaving puddles in your wake. The castle is warm, blessedly so, and you end up in a small sitting room near the Hufflepuff common room, a fire roaring in the grate, and house elves appearing with trays of steaming mugs. You cradle yours between your palms, feeling the heat seep into your cold fingers, and the chocolate is rich and perfect, topped with cream and a dusting of cinnamon. Ren pulls out a hand-drawn map of the castle, one she's clearly been working on for a while, with notes and annotations in her neat handwriting. "I've been studying," she says, spreading it out on the table between you. "Tippett has favorite hiding spots. He's been doing this for 30 years, and there are patterns if you know where to look." You lean over the map, fascinated, as Ren points out various locations. He likes places with historical significance, rooms that most students don't know about, anywhere with a good view where he can watch the hunt unfold. Last year, he was in the astronomy tower. The year before that, in the old charms classroom, on the 5th floor. Delilah joins you, her knitting needles clicking rhythmically as she settles into an armchair. "It's not just about speed," she offers kindly, her round face thoughtful. "Tippett likes cleverness. The clues are always tricky, full of wordplay and double meanings. You have to think laterally." You pull the compass out again, setting it on the table, and Delilah's eyes widen slightly. "Where did you get that?" "It was a gift," you say. "Anonymous. The note said it was for the hunt." Delilah leans closer, studying it, but not touching it. "How mysterious. I wonder who your secret benefactor is." She sounds amused rather than suspicious, and you feel reassured. Ren picks up the compass again, watching the needle. "It's spinning more slowly now," she observes. "Still not pointing north, though. Look, it seems to drift more toward, northwest?" You look at her map, trying to orient yourself. Northwest from here would be, the library? The towers? It's hard to say. "We should keep it with us during the hunt," you say. "See if it changes." Ren nods, handing it back. "Agreed. We work together, share any clues we find, and split the prize if we win." "Deal," you say, and you shake hands solemnly, both of you grinning. The morning drifts into afternoon, and you spend the time before the hunt reading by the fire, marmalade appearing from somewhere to curl up in your lap, purring loudly. Other students come and go, the atmosphere relaxed and cozy, and you feel a contentment settle over you that's rare and precious. This is perfect, you think. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. At 1:45, you and Ren make your way to the entrance hall, where students are already gathering. Professor Ashwood is there, looking even more festive than before, if that's possible, and he's holding the sealed envelope aloft like a trophy. Everyone is buzzing with anticipation, and you can feel your own heart beating faster with excitement. Oliver is stretching like he's about to run a race, which you suppose he is. The twins are whispering to each other, plotting something no doubt. A few older students you don't know well are chatting quietly, and Delilah appears with scarves she's clearly just finished knitting, handing them out to the younger students with a warm smile. At precisely 2 o'clock, Professor Ashwood claps his hands and everyone falls silent. "Hunters!" he booms, his voice echoing in the vast space. "Are you ready?" A chorus of excited affirmations rises from the group, and you find yourself grinning, your hand unconsciously moving to touch the compass in your pocket. "Excellent! Now here is your first clue." He breaks the seal on the envelope with a dramatic flourish and unfolds the parchment inside, reading aloud in a clear, resonant voice. "Where knowledge sleeps in ordered rows, and silence reigns while wisdom grows, seek the corner where stars once fell, and ring the tiny silver bell." For a moment, everyone is still, processing the words, and then chaos erupts. Students scatter in every direction, some running immediately, others pausing to think, still others arguing about what the clue means. Oliver sprints toward the stairs, clearly having made up his mind instantly, and the twins take off in a different direction entirely, still finishing each other's sentences as they run. You look at Wren, and she looks at you, and you both speak at the same time. "The library." "Knowledge sleeping, that's books," Wren says quickly as you both start moving, not running yet, but walking fast, purposeful. "Ordered rows, the shelves. Silence reigns, that's definitely the library." "But what about stars once fell?" you ask, pulling out the compass as you walk. The needle is spinning faster now, you notice, but still not settling. "Astronomy section, maybe?" Wren suggests, but she sounds uncertain. "Or, wait, the restricted section. That's a corner, and it's where the most powerful knowledge is kept, the dangerous stuff. Stars falling could be metaphorical, like fallen angels, forbidden knowledge." You feel a thrill of excitement because that makes sense, perfect sense, and you both pick up the pace, moving through corridors and up a staircase, passing other students who are clearly heading to different locations based on different interpretations of the clue. The library is beautiful in the afternoon light, dust motes dancing in the beams that slant through the tall windows, the smell of old parchment and leather strong in the air. Holly and ivy are draped along the shelves, and enchanted candles float among the stacks, their flames steady and bright. Several students are already here. You see Oliver in the astronomy section pulling books off shelves and looking behind them, and a couple of older students you don't know searching near the front desk. But you and Wren head straight for the restricted section, that roped-off corner where the dangerous books are kept, the ones that sometimes whisper or snap at you if you get too close. "Look for a bell," Wren whispers, and you both start searching, scanning the shelves, looking in corners, checking behind the rope barrier. The compass in your hand is spinning wildly now, the needle almost blurring with speed, and you know you're close. And then you see it, a tiny silver bell, barely the size of your thumbnail, attached to a shelf at the very back corner of the restricted section. It's tied with a red ribbon and almost invisible against the dark wood unless you know to look for it. "There," you breathe, pointing, and Wren sees it too. You reach out, your hand steady despite your racing heart, and ring the bell. The sound is clear and pure, impossibly loud for something so small, and it echoes through the library like a musical note. For a moment, nothing happens, and then a voice speaks, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, high and giggling and delighted. Well done, very clever, but Tippett is not here. Next clue." In the place where lions sleep, where fire makes the brave ones warm, find the portrait singing deep, and dance along to join the swarm. The voice fades, and you and Wren look at each other, exhilarated. "Lions sleeping, that's Gryffindor Tower," you say, and she nods, already moving. "Come on, before Oliver figures it out." You race out of the library, and this time you do run, your feet pounding on stone floors, taking corners fast, and nearly colliding with a suit of armor that squawks indignantly at you. Up staircases, through corridors, past tapestries and portraits that call out encouragement or confusion as you pass. Gryffindor Tower is in the opposite end of the castle, and by the time you reach the portrait of the fat lady, you're both breathing hard, your cheeks flushed, but you're grinning too. Wren gasps out the password. One of the older Gryffindor students who stayed told everyone at breakfast, and the portrait swings open. Inside the common room, it's warm and cozy, the fire crackling, and you look around frantically. "A portrait singing deep," you mutter, scanning the walls. There are dozens of portraits, witches and wizards from ages past, but which one is supposed to be singing? Wren moves deeper into the room, listening, and then she points. "There! Do you hear it?" You do, now that you're listening. A voice, operatic and soaring, coming from a portrait near the fireplace. You hurry over and find a painting of a witch in elaborate robes, her mouth open wide as she sings an aria in a language you don't recognize. The sound is beautiful, haunting, filling the room. "The clue said to dance along," you say, feeling slightly ridiculous, but game. You start to move, swaying to the music, and Wren joins you, both of you dancing in front of the portrait in a way that's more enthusiastic than skilled. The witch in the portrait seems pleased, her singing growing louder, more joyful, and then she stops abruptly and speaks. "Delightful, delightful, such spirit, your next clue, young seekers. Where potions bubble, cauldrons gleam, seek the cupboard of lost dreams." "The dungeons," Wren says immediately. "Potions classroom." You're off again, this time heading down into the colder parts of the castle where the Slytherin common room is, where the potions classroom sits in permanent shadow. Marmalade appears from nowhere as you run, keeping pace with you in that mysterious way cats have, his ginger fur a bright spot in the dim corridors. The potions classroom is empty and cold, the air smelling of old ingredients and stale smoke. Cauldrons sit on the desks like sleeping creatures, and the cupboards lining the walls are labeled with faded handwriting. "Cupboard of lost dreams," you murmur, reading labels. Most say things like lacewing flies or powdered moonstone. But then, at the very back, you find one that's different. The label reads, "Confiscated items," and when you pull it open, you find a jumble of objects that students have had taken away over the years. There are dung bombs, trick wands, a suspicious amount of candy from honeydukes, and, tucked in among the chaos, a collection of old Christmas decorations. You and Wren dig through carefully, and you find it, a tiny note rolled up inside a silver ornament shaped like a star. You unroll it, and the next clue is written in tiny, spidery handwriting. "Where green things grow in glassy rooms, and warmth defies the winter's glooms, seek the plant that makes fools bold, and listen to what stories are told." "Greenhouses," you both say together, and you're running again, this time outside. The cold hits you like a wall after the relative warmth of the dungeons, and snow crunches under your feet as you follow the path to the greenhouses. Your breath comes in white clouds, and the sky is darkening already. the short winter day fading toward evening. The greenhouse is a haven of warmth and humidity, condensation covering the glass, and inside it's like a jungle, plants everywhere in a riot of green and growing things. Fairy lights have been strung among the leaves, and the whole place glows with golden light. "A plant that makes fools bold," Wren mutters, moving among the tables. "That could be a lot of things. Fire seeds, alley-hotsy." You're about to suggest checking the textbooks when you walk under a hanging plant and hear a distinct giggle. You freeze looking up and see mistletoe, the magical kind that's covered in tiny silver bells and glowing berries. "The mistletoe," you say, pointing, and Wren comes over. As you stand beneath it, the plant giggles again, and then a voice speaks from among its leaves, the same voice as before. "Clever seekers, warm and bold, one more clue before the cold. Where time forgets and echoes play, seek the room that hides the day." You and Wren look at each other, and for the first time, you're both uncertain. "Where time forgets," you repeat slowly. That could be anywhere. The room of requirement, the astronomy tower where you track time by stars. Wren pulls out her map, studying it by the light of the fairy lights, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Echoes play," that suggests somewhere empty, abandoned maybe. "A room that hides the day," that's metaphorical, right? Somewhere dark. You pull out the compass, hoping for guidance, and your breath catches. The needle has stopped spinning entirely and is pointing firmly in one direction, trembling slightly as though straining towards something. "Wren, look," you whisper, showing her. "It's pointing somewhere specific now." She looks at the compass, then at her map, trying to orient herself. "That direction is, let me think, east and down. So back toward the castle, lower floors. That way would be the old wing past the charms corridor where the classrooms aren't used anymore." It's not much to go on, but it's something, and you both trust the compass now. Whoever sent it wanted to help, and so far, it hasn't led you astray. You head back into the castle, following the compass needle like sailors following a star, and it leads you through corridors you rarely visit, past classrooms with dusty desks and closed doors. Finally, you reach a corridor that seems somehow forgotten. The portraits here asleep or empty. The torch is burning low, and the compass needle is pointing directly at a door you've never noticed before. It's tucked into an alcove, easy to miss, and when you push it open, it swings inward with a creak. Inside is a storage room, filled with old furniture covered in dusty sheets, broken desks, and forgotten supplies. But against one wall stands a grandfather clock, tall and elegant, still ticking despite the dust covering its surface. "Time forgets," you breathe, approaching the clock. "This is it." Wren is right beside you, and you both examine the clock face. The hands are moving backward, you realize, counterclockwise, and the time shown is completely wrong. It's nearly 4 in the afternoon, but the clock shows midnight. Where would a clue be hidden? Wren wonders, and you try opening the clock case. Inside, behind the pendulum, you find a small piece of parchment tucked into the mechanism. The next clue reads, "Where champions are remembered in glass and gold, seek the hunters who came before, bold and old." "Trophy room," you both exclaim, and you're exhausted now, your legs tired from all the running, but you're also exhilarated, so close to the end that you can feel it. The trophy room is on the 3rd floor, and when you arrive, breathless and flushed, you find you're not alone. Oliver is there, searching frantically among the cases, and Luna and Leo have just arrived, arguing in whispered hisses about where to look. Delilah is there too, but she's sitting on a bench, knitting and smiling, clearly not competing seriously, but enjoying watching everyone else. The room is full of glass cases displaying trophies, awards, shields, and plaques from decades of Hogwarts history. Quidditch cups, dueling championship belts, house point records, and, you spot it, a section labeled Elf Hunt Champions. You and Wren rush over, and there it is, a glass case containing a list of names dating back over a century, students who found Tippett in years past. And sitting in front of the case, almost hidden behind the pedestal, is a small golden key. Oliver sees it the same moment you do, and you both lunge for it, but you're slightly faster, your fingers closing around the cold metal. Attached to the key is a tag that reads, "Final clue in the place where it all began." "Where it all began," Oliver says, breathing hard, not angry that you got the key first, but intensely focused. "The hunt began with the announcement at breakfast. The Great Hall!" Luna and Leo shout, "The Great Hall!" at the same time, and everyone runs. You're all racing now, pounding down corridors and staircases, the key clutched tight in your hand, Wren beside you and other students ahead, and behind. The castle blurs past and your lungs burn, but you push harder, faster, because you're so close. The Great Hall doors are open and you burst through them together, all 5 of you, Oliver and you and Wren and the twins. The hall is empty now, the feast cleared away, but the decorations remain, trees and lights and falling snow from the enchanted ceiling. "Where?" Wren gasps, looking around frantically. "Where in the hall?" You're all searching, looking under tables, behind the trees, near the fireplace. But there's nothing, no bell, no elf, nothing obvious at all. Professor Ashwood is standing near the staff table, watching with an amused smile, and that gives you an idea. Where was Professor Ashwood standing during the announcement, you ask, and Wren's eyes light up. "The staff table," she says, and you both run toward the front of the hall. You pull out the compass again, and it's spinning wildly, the needle moving so fast it's almost invisible, and then suddenly it stops, pointing straight up. You look up at the enchanted ceiling, at the stars and snow, and something catches your eye. One star is twinkling differently than the others, brighter, lower, and it's not a star at all. It's the silver bell floating magically among the falling snow. "It's up there," you shout, and everyone sees it now, the bell suspended impossibly high above your heads. Oliver immediately tries magic. "Axio bell," but nothing happens, the bell doesn't budge. The twins start dragging chairs over, stacking them precariously, but they can't get high enough. You're thinking hard, remembering the very first clue. "Where stars once fell," you murmur. "Stars falling. We need to make the star fall." Wren catches on immediately. "Descendo," she says, pulling out her wand. And you do the same, both of you pointing at the bell and casting together. "Descendo." The bell shudders, then begins to float downward, slowly, gently, drifting like a real snowflake. Everyone watches it fall, and you're all reaching up, hands outstretched, and it's you. Your fingers brush it first, and you catch it. The moment you ring it, a bright flash of light fills the hall, and there's a pop like a cork coming out of a bottle, and suddenly Tippett is sitting on your shoulder. He's tiny, impossibly small, a house elf wearing a red hat with a bell on the end and a festive scarf, and his face is crinkled with joy. "Well done, well done," he squeaks, his voice high and delighted. "Very clever, very, very clever. Tippett has been found! The other students are groaning or clapping, and Oliver steps forward, grinning despite his loss. Good catch, he says genuinely. Fair game. The twins are already plotting. Next year, Luna says. We'll definitely win, Leo finishes. Professor Ashwood sweeps forward, beaming, carrying a small golden trophy shaped like a snitch, its wings spread wide. Congratulations, my dear. Excellent puzzle solving and wonderful teamwork. You look at Wren, about to protest that she helped with everything, but Professor Ashwood holds up a hand. The hunt values both cleverness and character. You work together beautifully, and that deserves recognition. He taps the trophy with his wand, and your name appears engraved on its base in elegant script, joining the list of champions from years past. Then he produces 2 certificates from his robes. Unlimited hot chocolate from the kitchens for the rest of term, he announces. One for you, and one for your partner, Miss Ashby. Wren squeals with delight, and you can't help but laugh, accepting your certificate with hands that are shaking slightly from exhilaration and exhaustion. Tippett giggles from your shoulder. Best hunt in years. Next year, Tippett will be even trickier. And with another pop, he vanishes, leaving only the faint scent of gingerbread in the air. As the other students disperse, talking excitedly about the hunt and already planning for next year, you and Wren walk together toward the Hufflepuff common room. The castle is settling into evening now, the torches burning brighter as natural light fades, and everything feels soft and peaceful. Who do you think sent the compass? Wren asks as you walk, her voice thoughtful. You pull it out again, examining it more closely now that you have time. And that's when you notice it. Tiny initials engraved on the back, so small you need to squint to see them. TT. Tippett toes, you read aloud. Tippett, Wren laughs in delighted surprise. He helped you win his own game? You turn the compass over in your hands, smiling. Maybe he just wanted it to be fun, wanted to make sure someone actually found him. In the Hufflepuff common room, a fire is roaring, and students from all houses have gathered. The usual boundaries dissolved in the intimate casualty of the holidays. Marmalade is already there, stretched out in front of the fire like he owns the place, and he barely opens one eye when you sit down nearby. Delilah appears with the scarves she's been knitting, handing them out to everyone. Yours is golden yellow with black stripes, perfectly Hufflepuff, and impossibly soft. Well done today, she says warmly. You've earned this. Oliver is teaching some younger students wizard chess in the corner, his competitive edge softened into patience as he explains strategies. The twins are building a house of cards that keeps collapsing, apparently enchanted to do so, and everyone is laughing. You and Wren settle in by the fire, mugs of hot chocolate appearing courtesy of Mimsy, a sweet house elf from the kitchens who insists on making sure you're properly celebrated. The chocolate is rich and perfect, topped with whipped cream and a dusting of cinnamon, and you sip it slowly, savoring the warmth. Thanks for being my partner today, Wren says softly, her shoulder pressed against yours in comfortable companionship. Thanks for teaching me all your tricks, you reply, and you mean it. Today was perfect. Everything you'd hoped for and more. Evening settles fully over the castle, and eventually everyone makes their way to the Great Hall for the Christmas feast. If breakfast was impressive, dinner is extraordinary, course after course appearing on the table. Roasted turkey and ham, potatoes cooked a dozen different ways, vegetables that taste better than vegetables have any right to taste, followed by Christmas pudding that's been set aflame with blue fire, and mince pies and trifle, and more candy than should be legal. There are crackers that explode not with noise, but with showers of candy and tiny charmed toys. And Professor Ashwood's robes are now singing carols in a surprisingly melodious baritone. Even caretaker Thornwell joins the feast, something apparently rare, and he's actually smiling, a small sprig of holly pinned to his usually severe robes. You're laughing at something Oliver said, reaching for another piece of pie, when an owl swoops down and lands beside your plate. It's carrying a letter, and you recognize your parents' handwriting immediately. You open it carefully, and inside is a letter and a magical photograph. The photo shows your parents standing in front of a pyramid, waving enthusiastically, your mother making a silly face, and your father giving a thumbs up. The letter is short, but warm. "Happy Christmas, sweetheart. We miss you terribly and wish we could be there. The work here is going well. Your father has mostly stopped activating ancient traps, and we've discovered some incredible things. We hope Hogwarts is treating you well, and that you're having a wonderful holiday. We love you so much, and we'll see you at Easter. All our love, Mum and Dad." You trace your finger over the photograph, feeling a little ache in your chest. But when you look up and see Wren watching you with concern, see Delilah smiling kindly, see all your friends and the professors, and the beautiful hall decorated for Christmas, the ache eases. "You okay?" Wren asks quietly. You nod, tucking the letter and photo carefully into your pocket. "Yeah, I miss them, but this is pretty special too." Delilah, overhearing, says gently, "Hogwarts Christmas is its own kind of magic. You'll remember this forever." You believe her. After dinner, a small group of you decides to go up to the astronomy tower for stargazing. The sky has cleared completely, revealing a perfect field of stars, bright and sharp in the cold winter air. The castle grounds below are a patchwork of white snow and dark shadows, and the forbidden forest is a mysterious darkness at the edge of everything. You stand at the railing with Wren, looking out over everything, the peaceful quiet of the castle at night surrounding you like a blanket. Other students are scattered around the tower, talking softly or simply watching the stars, and Marmalade has somehow made the climb up, now sitting on the wall and looking impossibly smug about it. "Next year," Wren says, her breath forming clouds in the cold air, "we defend our title." You laugh, the sound carried away on the night breeze. "Deal." For a moment, Tippett appears on the edge of the tower railing, his tiny form silhouetted against the stars. "Happy Christmas," he calls out, his voice gleeful, and then with a pop, he's gone, leaving only the echo of tinkling bells. Everyone heads to bed eventually, exhausted and happy, and you make your way back to the Hufflepuff dormitory through corridors that feel like home. The castle is quiet now, most students already asleep, and the portraits you pass are drowsing in their frames. When you finally crawl into bed, Marmalade immediately claims his spot at your feet, purring like an engine, and you lie back against your pillows, looking at the compass on your bedside table, at the trophy certificate, at the photograph of your parents. The day replays in your mind, the running and the riddles, the laughter and the friendship, the perfect strange magic of Christmas at Hogwarts. Outside your window, snow begins to fall again, gentle flakes drifting down from a sky full of stars. From somewhere distant, you can hear the faint sound of Christmas carols, maybe from the ghosts or maybe from enchanted instruments. You're not sure, but the sound is beautiful and peaceful. You miss your parents, but the ache is gentle now, mixed with gratitude for this place, for these friends, for this experience that you'll carry with you forever. Hogwarts feels like home, you realize as your eyes grow heavy. And this Christmas, lonely as it might have seemed when your parents first told you they'd be away, has become something precious and magical all its own. As you drift towards sleep, warm and safe and content, you think you hear Tippett's voice one more time, very faint, very far away. Sleep well, champion. Sweet dreams.